Namaste, everyone. Thank you for joining us for another session of Yoga Pravesha. So in Yoga Insights, sorry, because we have two sessions. So today's Yoga Insights will feature the yoga teacher and founder of Satori Yoga in India, Jain. Iti's yoga journey began in 2015 when she attended a yoga teacher training and started training with senior yoga teachers. Besides building strength and flexibility, what really brought her back to her mat was the strength she found inside. Yoga has helped broaden her perspective and outlook on life, and it also made her wake up as early as 4:30 a.m. and work harder than ever. And the best part about this was that she really loved the practice and what it did to her life. So the asana practice, breathing techniques, and mindfulness practices gave her an outlet to cope and feel strong again in body and mind. And her yoga mat is her happy place. She has had the opportunity to learn and train with different yoga teachers. She has taught group classes, prenatal yoga, conducted corporate yoga sessions, and yoga sessions at fitness events and wellness events. She has also created content for apps, and her blogs have been published in the Elephant Journal. So in today's session, Iti will focus on simple yoga poses and synchronizing the breath with movement. Iti, would you like to join our session? Namaste, Iti.
Namaste. Thank you so much, Sophia. Hello, everyone. A very warm welcome. Thank you so much for giving me your precious time. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you to Indica Yoga, and thank you to you guys. Thank you, Sophia.
Thank you so much, Iti. So I'm going to hand over the session to you now, and I'll see all of you towards the end when we open the session again for questions and answers. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. So, when all of us think about yoga, we think about all those fancy postures that we see on Instagram, or that's the first thing that comes to your mind, and people often think that I'm not too flexible to do yoga or something like that. But the thing is, yoga is so much more. I'm sure everyone over here would agree that asana or physical practice is just 1% of yoga, and there is so much more. So, but because we all are worldly beings, and I cannot sit in meditation, like I cannot find peace if I just sit. I will keep thinking what I need to do through the day, or I'll assess what I did through the day. So that's where your physical practice comes in. Yoga is a somatopsychic science. So what does somatopsychic mean? It means we use our body to influence our mind. If you see me sitting like this, you know that something is not right. I'm upset. And a person who's here, you know that they're probably excited. Even if they're faking it, they're trying it. Like they say, fake it till you make it. Yes, sit straight, smile. You will eventually feel better. So in yoga, we say we open your body. We get the body to move in certain ways that it actually affects the various chemicals in the body, and it affects the thoughts. Because in yoga, the mind, body, and breath are one unit. It's only now that we treat them like separate units to understand each element better. But once they're synchronized, it's a different story altogether. So without further ado, let's just do a simple exercise. Like you pretend to be upset and you will be upset. We pretend to be happy enough for a long time. At least our body starts opening us. Sorry, in case you think I'm telling you that I'm telling you to pretend, no, that's not the point. It's about somatopsychic, how we use our body to manage the mind. So everyone, if you're here, let's just begin with me. We'll do just a couple of very basic yoga exercises. Sitting on the chair, if you're on your bed, watching on your bed, sit on your bed, anywhere is good. So are we ready? So let's do Marchari Asana while sitting on the chair. Marchari is cat cow. Breathe in, stretch your arms back. Imagine someone is pulling your hands towards the back. Open your heart center. Everyone, let's try. Okay, and breathe out. Take your navel in and round your shoulders. Round your shoulders. A couple of movements now. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Come on, a couple of times. They say we are as young as a spine. So let's get the spine to move. Breathe in, breathe out. It's such a simple move, but it actually affects how you feel, and it's so good for the body. All the tension that's stored in the shoulders, we just want that to release and slowly come up. And now take one deep breath. Okay. And like we know, any form of exercise, be it gymming, running, cycling, it does produce serotonin. That is the feel-good hormone. And even yoga is no different. It does release that serotonin. But the only difference is once you work out, like you go for a great run, or you go for a trek, or you go to the gym, or for HRX, you will feel good for 1.5 hours. And that's awesome. So in yoga, what happens is after doing all your asana practice, your postures, we do a little breathing. And then what happens is that we are more centered. I don't know happy, but at least more centered, more aware for the next 4 to 5 hours. And whatever thoughts we came in with, usually they either dissolve, that is, we are no more concerned about it, or sometimes we actually find like a better way to view it as, sometimes you're stuck in a loop of thought, and yoga will help you get yourself out of that loop. So one quick exercise we all will do, it's called Bramari pranayama. We are doing it right here, right now. So it's one of my favorite things. So whenever you feel you're stuck in a loop of thought, or you feel you have a headache coming up, or you're feeling really anxious, very tired, lethargic, this is my go-to pranayama. It is simple, and it is actually that perk me up thing that you can do anywhere, anytime. So how do we practice it? First listen, and then you practice it with me. We're going to take a thumb, don't close it now, and use our thumb to close the ears, the earlids, right? And then the other 4 fingers, for today, we'll put it on the crown. So this is the mudra we are using for today. And then what do? We breathe in with our nose. Then we breathe out through the mouth and chant woo, W-O-O. So it's breathe in. Woo. Come on, try it with me, guys. Just try it. Everyone together, breathe in. Do you feel a vibration? I feel a vibration around my mouth. So what we want to do is, we want this vibration to echo in our skull, in this entire area. So can we all do 11 rounds together? Everyone, even if you're just here to watch, let's just do this. It's very simple. You're sitting on your chair, on your bed, sofa, and doing this. So with me, 11 rounds. Once you close your ears, you shouldn't be able to hear me. And close your eyes too. I will be right here when you open your eyes. So let's go. Close your earlid over here. Take a deep breath in. If you're done, just sit straight. We'll wait for everyone else to complete it. and slowly opening your eyes. Okay, guys, I need to know how you're feeling. So I hope you feel a little better because now I'm sort of lost. Not lost, I feel like I've just woken up and my loop of thought has disappeared. Also, I was just thinking about everything that I have to talk, I have to show, we have to practice. And this is just like when I wake up in the morning, I'm just fresh. That's how I feel. And I hope you're feeling the same. It's just sad. I know this is a webinar, so I can't see you, but I can feel you guys. I can feel you. So I hope this has helped. So this is a really good practice to de-stress. If you feel that you're too frustrated, headaches, this is a really good practice. That is Bramari pranayama. Of course, when you practice this regularly, you'll notice a lot more advantages and benefits. And of course, you can use the proper mudra, that's the Shankh mudra. So that was something that we began with. And now, we're often asked like how yoga helps to de-stress. Like I always tell, I've mentioned, it is a somatopsychic. We're using our body to influence how we feel. It is also the breathing. We don't realize, like, I often tell that we are a generation of shallow breathers. I'll tell you why we are a generation of shallow breathers right now. So if I tell you right now to take one deep breath, a lot of you will go like, okay, I took two, but I just wanted to show. So what I'm doing is I'm using my clavicle and I'm using my rib cage rather than using the diaphragm. So what do I mean? Sorry, I'm going to just move the chair that you can see me a little more properly. So what do I mean when I say that I'm using my diaphragm? So ideally, have you ever seen a small baby sleep? When you see them sleep, you breathe in, the lungs expand, the diaphragm goes down, and the stomach expands. Breathe out, stomach relaxes, ribcage relaxes. So everyone, right palm on your stomach, left on your heart center. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Relax. Open your eyes. We were just taking 2 breaths to see. So in deep breathing, your stomach expands, your diaphragm comes down, your lungs have more space to take in oxygen, and the absorption is better because you're exhaling slowly. So when there is more oxygen going inside your blood, it influences us. It's like, a lot of blood flowing towards your brain. So it does, I can't find that word. So it does help in stimulating various chemicals and hormones that help us in feeling better. So that's why deep breathing is the key, because number one, you're slowing down your nervous system. Like we all know, there is a parasympathetic nervous system and a sympathetic. So what is sympathetic? It is flight, fright, freeze, right? Like in case suddenly in old, like, they say in the old age, if there was a perceived threat, the cavemen, they got ready to fight, flight. And nowadays, of course, it's freeze because we are getting stressed and triggered by the smallest things. I have to submit, I have a submission, and this is deadline, and something else happened. So our nervous system, it's going into a fight and flight mode or a freeze mode. And we are storing all that stress. It's usually in the shoulders, around our hip, around our thighs. We store that stress because there is no flight or fight. It's usually freeze, and we are freezing it away. In parasympathetic nervous system, it's all about rest and digest. It's about building resilience. Okay, fine. This is a small challenge that's come my way. I am stressed, but I am not going to let myself suffer. Like, they often say stress is inevitable, but suffering is a choice. I am stressed, but I need to deal with this. So breath really helps in dealing with stress. So the next time you're really, really stressed, something that you can do is over here. We're practicing it right here, right now. We will try this sitting In case it does not work for you while we are sitting, then probably we'll stand up. So how do we do this? We breathe in through our nose, blow out through the mouth. Imagine there's a candle around 4 feet away from you, either on your, either on the table or on the floor, whatever works for you. So breathe in, blow out that candle. So yeah, I usually visualize my candle down because I have to use a little lesser force and it's easier for me. And when you're breathing out, start pulling your navel in. So breathe in, breathe out, blow out the candle. Again, breathe in, breathe out. So all that nervous energy or that stressed energy is being thrown out of your body. All the toxins, it's just being, we are just taking them out of the body. So let's do it with me, everyone. Just take 2 breaths, center yourself. And let's begin. Take a deep breath in, blow out the candle. Breathe in, 5 more rounds. Come on, guys, you're blowing out the candle. Imagine it's a big candle, not just one small candle, a big candle. So use all the strength from your stomach, not from the heart center. We're not blowing out. It has to be a strong blowout. Imagine it's a big pyre of fire. Yes, and don't go very fast. We are not hyperventilating. We are trying to slow down. So let's slow down. Again, breathe in, blow out. And slowly relax. If you're done with 5 rounds, just relax and be aware of your breath and the heartbeat. And slowly opening your eyes again. So again, how many rounds do I do? It totally depends on you. Like for Bramari, start with 11 rounds and then go up to 21, 31. So the days you're a little anxious or you're a little overwhelmed, 11 will work fine. But the days it's a lot more, you will probably need 21 to 31 rounds. It's the same with blowing out the candle technique. If you think that you can manage with 11, stay with 11, or else take it up to 21. You know, some days we are more overwhelmed, more stressed than the others. So it depends on how you do it. So the next question I usually get asked is, can people with high BP do this? Absolutely. Just see that you're not hyperventilating. That is, you know, because we're like, oh, I have to do 11. So let's just find a quickie way to do it. Avoid doing that. If you go, this is fine, but don't go really fast. Avoid doing that. Okay, just taking a sip of water. So these are 2 simple breathing methods that really help us just calm down a little, de-stress, remove everything. Now, the next thing we do for de-stress is Kapal Randha. So the funniest thing is Kapal Randha was done to lift your moods up high, to make you feel a little more happier in life. And today it's being popularized as face yoga, and it's called Kapal Randha. Kapal is forehead, because, you know, while pulling all the different parts of the body, we are emitting certain hormones or chemicals, which in turn makes us feel as better, but they also help us nowadays in like tightening the skin, producing a little more collagen. So with me, let's quickly go through Kapal Randha. So just see that your fingers are clean, you've washed your hands, you don't want to transfer all the bacteria or whatever dust you've touched to your face. Let's go through the proper technique. Take your thumbs, push it into your crown. And now we want to sweep our fingers from one end to the other end. Here. Apply a little pressure. Remember, we are often, when we are really tensed or we have so much to do, we have a temple ache or we have a headache. Yes. So this is just going to relax the all the muscles. Did you know that there are more than 44 muscles in just our face? Yes. So we are just trying to relax them. Relax the muscles, release the tension over here. So this is the forehead. And next is the eyebrows. So we're going to pinch from the insides to the outsides. I want to come a little more closer that you can see over here. From the eyebrow center all the way down. So this is also good for people who have sinus issues. If there is any liquid around your sinus cavity, it will help drain that. Over here. A couple of times. So pinch, pressure, apply a little more pressure than usual. And going from one end to the other. A couple more rounds. And the next one is our eyes. We don't realize that our eyes also need to relax. Not because of screen time, because, we're always looking at new stimulus. And then we respond to that. So just to relax it. So with 1 or 2 fingers, just rubbing your eyeball, making small circles. It's just a feather touch. Clockwise, anti-clockwise. And below the eyes. It's like from the inside of the bridge of the nose to all the way up towards your hairline. So basically, what happens is we know when people are upset, they are angry, or any other emotion. So this really helps. Massaging the face also helps. A couple more rounds. Okay, I might not look the most, it might not look very aesthetic, but it works. The next one is fist, and we are going to take it from above our lip again towards our hairline. Both the sides, a couple of rounds. Try it, guys. Try it. Try it with me. Feel how these simple techniques, of course, today we just call this face yoga. We don't see the other benefits, but this is. The next one is towards your chin. So these are quick. Just getting all the facial muscles to relax. The next one is ear. Over here, pull your ear from bottom, the earlobe, all the way up. We are just going to pull, pull, pull. If you have any questions, we'll save them for the last. Pull. So this is really good to produce serotonin, improves your focus too. So I think that's why, when, at least in India, when children are young, not in this generation, but earlier generations, the teacher used to pull their ear, probably for more focus. And the next one is over here, where our earlobe is. We're going from the bottom all the way up on both the sides, your left and the right side. A couple of times, guys. Come on, try it. Try it. A couple of times. Simple techniques that are mentioned in Hatha Yoga Pradapika. Of course, people change it to suit their needs and the times. But what we are doing is very, very traditional, as it's been mentioned in one of the texts, the basic texts or Bible of yoga. And from here, just rub the palms. We want to palm ourselves, palm our eyes. Come on, warm palms, warm palms. And towards your eyes, just again making circles. And one deep breath. And I hope that makes you feel better. I know I'm talking a lot. It's because I want you to know the benefits of it, how exactly it's helping you, and the different chemicals that are being produced. In fact, there was this research, please check it out on online, that they say the way our chemicals interact with each other is how we think. So practicing yoga. So yoga is not only asana, pranayam, and bandhas. Bandhas are musculoskeletal locks. When we practice them, all these three, the breathing, the locks, and the asanas together, that is a proper holistic yoga practice. When you practice all the three together, the chemicals are balanced. There is a certain homeostasis in the body, which helps you take better decisions, make better choices, and you learn to self-regulate your emotions. Like, of course, today we all need, we have cognitive behavior theory and all of that, but practicing yoga, when I say yoga, I mean asana, pranayam, and bandha, all the three together, it helps. In fact, there's a research by the by the Harvard University that shows that every time we stay an extra breath in an asana that we have been doing every single day, it will change the way it will rewire your brain. However you're wired for, maybe you're wired to react a certain way, respond a certain way, or feel a certain way, but when you hold that same posture for one extra breath, that's when that rewiring happens, which is also nowadays very popular as neuroplasticity. So yes, you can change, we can change the way we think, we can change the way we respond to, our triggers. It's all through the practice of these three, not just the very good looking yoga postures, but postures, breathing, and bandhas. And luckily or unluckily, I'm not sure, no one has time to synchronize their breath with their postures. And bandhas is even, it's not really used in the urban classes. It's only when you go to a proper school that they will introduce you to bandhas. So that's how we de-stress, by the chemicals being balanced. Also, that's the whole new concept of biohacking. Like, like when we do sessions like yoga to de-stress, it's usually called as biohacking in big corporates, because biohacking is a catchy phrase. How can you inner engineer your body and all of that? This has been happening. Yoga is like 5,000, at least 5,000 plus years old. And it is relevant even today. It's just that, of course, it has evolved a little. And today, nowadays, we remix it. Like we have aerial yoga, sheep yoga, dog yoga. All that is there. But the essence of yoga is still being practiced, where you practice mindfulness and you basically want to, you want to be more aware. Also, one thing, if they ask if I'm often asked if breathing is so important, why do we consider postures? Like in all the yoga studios, why do you teach yoga postures? So that's when I tell them that, if I was just teaching you a 1 hour breathing class, only probably one of you would turn up, because it would be boring. Your mind would race everywhere. But if I teach you good looking postures, and then I tell you to breathe a certain way in every posture, you might not mind it, because predominantly you're using your body and your focus is on the body posture, and you're trying to synchronize the breath with it. So that's like, the back way round. So in yoga, there are 5 different layers of a human. The first one is the physical sheath, that is the body. Then when your body becomes a little more intelligent, you focus on your breath, the prana sheath. You realize that when you're angry, your breathing is a little different. When you're anxious, your breathing is different. So then we start managing our prana layer, that's the breath layer. Then is the mind layer. After a point, I'm so comfortable, or even if you practice yoga, you're so comfortable doing yoga that you can do yoga and still be planning your day, or you can still be like obsessing and upset of whatever happened. So that's why we have like mindfulness. Like the next element is the mind. The mind is like the third body, because it has like a big impact on how we think, what we do on the body. When the mind is sick, the body also gets sick eventually, and all of that. So that's the third layer. So then you start becoming more aware of the thoughts that pass by. You learn to just watch them rather than participate. Like, rather than fighting with someone, I'm just going to like just be aware of what they're feeling. And if I want to cut them off, I just cut off. I'm not getting involved in it. So that's what I mean by watching your thoughts. And then the next one is like the bliss body. That's when that's like the most subtle layers where you are in your flow, when the best creations happen. That's probably when Mozart created some beautiful notes. That's probably when some great paintings happen by Leonardo. So all of that's where the creativity comes in. And then finally is like the enlightened body. That's where you are in sync with all living beings. When I say all living beings, it's not just human, it's the entire life force. Like nowadays, even like, we have a separate field called, some physics. I forgot it right now. If anyone knows, Sophia or anyone, please help me with that word. I'm not getting it. So yes, that everything is energy. I'm energy, your energy, my thoughts are energy. It's just that we all are vibrating at a different, at a different frequency. And trust me, when I started like 10 years earlier, I was like, what rubbish? What are they selling us? In like 2021 or 2020, they're trying to sell us things. That time it was 2015. They're trying to sell us all this. It is crap. But trust me, energy is as real as possible. It's just that it is dormant in our body and we need to become aware. Because it's been there with us, we've stopped even being aware of it. So we just need to realize and pick up that energy. And once you connect with that energy, that's like the fifth body, which is, where they call the supra consciousness, where all of that. Let's not get into that because that is one very, very vast concept. And let's leave it for another day if we meet again, that we can talk about the different energy layers and all of that. Let's come back to the physical body. The best way to start de-stressing is using your physical body. So now you've had a bad day. I've had a fight with my husband, with my mother-in-law, and they told me something and I'm still obsessing about it. So let's stand up. Everyone, come on, guys. Come. I know you're very comfortable. Let's stand. So in fact, in Tai Chi, even they use this. So what we are going to do, I'm so sorry, I just have to keep setting. So what we're going to do is close your eyes and move like no one's watching, like jog it out. We want to jog it out, but don't just jog it out. Just move like no one is watching you, like, a kid would dance, or probably like I would dance, because I just want to release all that nervous energy. Because like I told, when we are happy, we share it, we laugh. But when we are upset, angry, a lot of us, store a lot of it. So we just want to release it. So with me, everyone, I'm going to put a 1 minute, 1 minute timer. We are just going to move it out. Okay. And my 1 minute timer is ready. Come on, guys, just move it up. Your wrists store so much. The shoulders, guys, don't watch me. It's not very entertaining watching me move, or maybe it is, but let's move it up. Come on. Close your eyes. I'm going to stay silent for the next 30-ish seconds. Breathe out. Whatever's holding you back, whatever's bothering you. Breathe out. Faster. And slow down. And just stay still. Stay still. And slowly, let's come back. Okay. So, today, because we have a limited session, like a 50-minute session, so you can do this for 5 minutes. Just put on like some music and just release it. Please check it. I promise you, they made us doing Tai Chi first thing. They were like, let's just release everything, ground your energy and breathe out from your mouth. So you're releasing your day, you're releasing your thoughts that you're present here and now. So this is in yoga, we call this Indan Daur. Indan Daur is basically run, and Indan means energizing. So it's basically to energize you. And in Tai Chi, they use it for grounding your energy. So usually they'll tell you to do it on the floor, like not on this marble or granite, like on the on. It'll be really nice if you can do it in the garden or on concrete floor, but not marble granite, because that's how our energy acts with natural substances rather than all these, because it is polished. That's why. So this is just a simple method called Indandor. And you know, okay. And it's just that the physical body, if the physical body is sick, how do we even go beyond? Like, if my back hurts the entire day, how do I even like enjoy other things, like as simple as going to a movie and sitting for long hours, 3 hours or 2 hours, because my back is hurting the entire time. So that's why in yoga we start with the most prominent or the most base layer, that's the body, then the breath, and then the thoughts and everything. So, like, there's this really good thing that they tell in yoga. It's a story. It says like a mind is like a wild horse. When the wild horse is rampaging, you try to control it, it will not stop. It will not stop because it's wild and it's throwing a fit, a tantrum. So it is very, very, very difficult. You will end up injuring yourself. And our mind is just like that. So what's the other thing you can do is, okay, this really works. I promise you. Set a timer, 10 minutes. I am going to obsess over XYZ right now. And you spend that 10 minutes just obsessing over it. And after 10 minutes, stop. That wild horse, you're going to like tell a wild horse to stop. And now write it out. Write. Write it out. And after you write it out, you will feel, maybe even if it's 1%, you will feel that calm coming over. So ideally, what I do is, I would first do Indandor, then I would set a timer and I would let myself think for 10 minutes. I obsess over it. And then some days I realize that after 5 minutes, I have nothing to think about it. I'm done with all the obsessing about it. And some days I need more than 10. And then write out whatever bothers and then just let it be. That I'm not going to touch this until tomorrow. It works. So, okay, now how did I come from yoga to de-stress? I'm not jumping topics. It's just that when we say yoga, yoga is so much more. There are 8 different limbs to yoga where asana, pranayama, dhyana, everything happens. But how do we do dhyan or meditation or concentration, that's dharana, when there is so much going on? So it is through yamas and niyamas. So yamas and niyamas are like rules on how to treat yourself and rules on how to interact with others. And when I say others, I mean the environments. So what I am speaking about right now, thinking everything, it is a yama. It is a yama and a niyama, because there is something known as, self swadhyay. Swadhyay is reading and understanding yourself. So this part, which I just explained, is the swadhyay part that really helps us in de-stressing. And the funny thing is that in today's world, this is a part of cognitive therapy. I mean, I'm sure a couple of you would have heard of it. So this is what you do. They make you think, write down your feelings and all of that. And this is what is Swadhyay 2, like not only studying the ancient texts, but also studying you. Like they say in yoga, if you want to test the quality of the water of the ocean, you don't have to study the entire ocean. After a storm settles down, just take one drop of water. You'll know the content, the salt content. Is the water polluted, not polluted, everything. So study one drop and you know the entire ocean. The same is with Swadhyay. Study yourself and you'll know the entire universe. Of course, we take the other way, study the entire universe to study ourselves. But yeah, it works both. So this was I think, a very few techniques that I want you to take through to de-stress are, one is Bramari. One is this Swadhyay, the entire Swadhyay. In Dandod, move it out. If you're obsessing over a thing, obsess it out, write it out, and find that stillness. find that silence after the storm in you. And besides that, it's also moving in yoga. Like yoga, there are so many types of yoga today. You have Hatha yoga, you have Ashtanga yoga, you have Vinyasa flows, and what not. Yin yoga, I love yin yoga, by the way. Iyengar style. You just have to find the right way. De-stress starts from the outside and it reaches inside, and it is the best way to completely de-stress, rather than, of course, retail therapy or the quicker ways, the quicker pleasures. Watch television, distract yourself with social media. This is more lasting. Thank you, guys. I'm open for questions. Thank you, Sophia. I know I spoke a lot, but in case there is something that I was not very clear about, or if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer. Thank you, guys. Namaste.
Namaste, everyone. Iti, thank you so much for it was such an enthusiastic, energetic session. And thank you for bringing that beautiful, enthusiastic energy to this session and to Indica Yoga. It was an absolute pleasure listening to you. As Iti said, we're open for questions now. And we already have one question here from Anupam Pandey-ji, who is asking you to please suggest an appropriate exercise for post-COVID breathing issues, because he feels, or maybe he's asking for a friend, that sometimes people can't breathe properly due to coughing or cough issues or throat issues.
Yes, I think it's during COVID, we all realize the importance of breathing properly. So one thing that will really help is, so this is called, it's called Samavriti. So breathe in through the nose, breathe out through the mouth, and we are making that ha sound like the wind coming out. So basically, we are making our exhalations longer, and we are giving a little more space for our lungs to expand. So take a deep breath in. That ha sound is prominent. I don't know if you can hear me. Can you hear me, Sophia? That
not quite, but that's because it's such a subtle sound that you're making.
I mean,
but I
you
think
don't want to
get the idea.
Yeah, you don't want to be snoring, like it shouldn't strain your throat, but a softer noise. In fact, when we were recovering from COVID, we told I got COVID, the entire world got COVID. Okay, at least I was one of the few. So this was what we did when we were recovering. We were told to strengthen our lungs using this exercise. And they told us, like, pull your exhalation, pull your exhalation, pull your exhalation. Let's do this. Again with me. Take a deep breath in. You sound like the wind. Let's go again. So this is one way where you are making your lungs healthier. And when I say healthier, I know a lot of people had fibroids and all during COVID. So this will not guarantee that the fibroids will reduce, but this will make your breathing more effective for sure, that you don't feel you're out of breath. Like when you're on a higher altitude, when you go to a mountain, you will feel that your breath, you're out of breath. So this ha method really helps. I hope, Anupamji, this answered your question. Try it, and I promise you will feel the difference.
Thank you so much, Anupamji. That was such a thorough answer. He's saying thank you so much. So while you guys think of any more questions that you'll want to ask Iti, we just have a quick announcement to make meanwhile for those of you. I mean, as you know, today is one Yoga Insight session. Tomorrow's another session where we're going to be featuring the director of the Krishnamacharya Yoga Mandiram in Chennai, the very, very lovely Nritya Jagannathan ji. And tomorrow's session is actually an introduction to a residential workshop that Nritya ji will be doing later in the month, or rather in June. So if you guys want to sign up for that, Koti ji, can we please share the details of that upcoming workshop? There we go. It's called Flight to Freedom and Exploring the Panchakosha Model and its Practical Applications. This will be hosted by Nitya Ji in person from the 2nd of June to the 4th of June at the Ritambara Retreat in Bangalore. So please, by all means, register for this. You can register for this at the Indica Yoga website, www.indicayoga.com. Or you can even call, there's a number there, 6363663313, or email namaste@indicayoga.com. So please, this is going to be a very lovely workshop with a very senior teacher, the director of the KYM, Nritya Jagannathan Ji. And also please join us for tomorrow's session. Thank you so much, Koti Ji. Also, can we please ask Iti for your details if any of our participants would like to get in touch with you, your website or your email address, which Koti Ji will now make available in the chat.
Guys, you can just check out www.satori Satori India. I'm going to type it out, Satori India. It has all the details and everything. Okay, I'm so sorry. I'm not the best at technology, so I can't find it.
Koti Ji will do it. Koti Ji, Satori, Satori, Satori
Yes.
Yoga. Let me see if I can also find it. Meanwhile, Anupam Pandey Ji has left a message saying, thank you, Team Indica, for such efforts. Very useful session. Thank you so much for regularly watching. Anupam Pandey Ji, we do these sessions for all of you. So thank you for being a part of Indica Yoga. Always, we appreciate you. There we go. Koti Ji, Iti has put in
The website.
Can you please share that with everyone? Because right now it's only available to hosts and panelists.
Oh, okay.
So there we go. There's the website, everyone. If any of you would like to get in touch with Iti after this great session, please do so. And also just to remind everyone that our sessions are recorded. So this session is going to be available on the Indica Yoga YouTube channel, the Indica Yoga website, and also on our social media. So you can always come back to this session and work with Iti whenever you just want to relax and calmly breathe, watch this. And please share it with everyone. Before we leave, Iti, is there any message or advice you'd like to share with us?
Nothing, guys. I'm still growing as a yoga teacher, and I feel every student teaches me something new. I'm still in the journey of learning, so I'm still in the journey of learning. Thank you so much. And every question, I can't believe that COVID has been almost off for around 1.5 years, and I got a COVID question after a long time. So I'm actually going to write something more about breathing and COVID. So thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you so much. I talk a lot because there is so much information, so much knowledge, so many experiences that I can go on. And I just want to pull everyone, yoga changed my life. Maybe it will change your life too. Come for a session with me. So that's about it. Yes.
Thank you so much for talking so much, because everything you say makes sense. So we really, really love listening to you talk. Iti, by all means, you're always welcome to talk at Indica Yoga. We like sensible people. So that's just a joke. I'm just kidding, everyone. But yes, thank you so much for everyone watching. I'll see all of you tomorrow. Please join us again for another great session of Yoga Insights. Iti, we hope to see you again. Thank you so much for this lovely
Bye-bye.
and everyone for joining us. Dhanyavad. Namaste.